Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is a spiritual seeker, back again with another pick a card reading. Just want to say thank you so much to all my subscribers, followers, the people who leave comments and like my videos. I really do sit and read through them all. I do try and get to as many as I can. I really do appreciate the feedback as well. So today we're going to do a pick a card reading for which of your chakras is blocked and why. So the top 3 cards are actually chakra cards. I made sure I popped out all 7, shuffled them around and just designated them to a pile. So we're going to pick from either pile 1, 2 or 3 like usual. I'll give you a few moments just to decide which one. Alright, so we're going to go ahead with the reading, but just before that, I just want to say that this is for entertainment purposes only, and remember that this is a general collective reading, so if something doesn't resonate, just leave it out. It might just be a message for someone else. Take what you think feels right, and if it doesn't feel right, then just leave it out. So we're going to go ahead with pile 1, which of your chakras is blocked and why. So we have 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael, which is the heart chakra. And then I pulled some clarifiers as well. So we've got firm foundation, intuition, wisdom. We also have the 3rd eye chakra in this as well. And passion ignited. Just pull that back so you can see, guys. So the thing that I'm getting straight off is that you have a blocked heart chakra. Now that can mean that you've possibly had your heart broken before. That can resonate with a lot of you, but it just generally means that you're not feeling before you're acting. You know, you're not really taking in consideration your own emotions, other people's emotions. And I can kind of see that with the other cards we've got. We've got the firm foundation card. So your energy currently might be focusing a lot on the root chakra. The root chakra is all about earthly 3D world. It is all about being grounded, being practical, being realistic, being in the material world. So in a really good financial situation, or focusing a lot on money. So you don't necessarily have to be in a good financial situation to be focusing on money, because as we all know, you can actually be in a really bad financial situation, and that's why we're so concerned about getting money and material wealth, just to get by and pay the bills. So it might be that that's the case. But even though this can be a good thing, if we have too much root chakra and we are thinking too much about how we are going to get into the material world, how we are going to build a firm foundation, how are we going to own a house, get a stable job and get that stability like the number 4 implies, then it kind of goes along with these cards, the wisdom, the intuition and the 3rd eye. Because what we do when we focus too much on the root chakra energy is that we block out our own intuition, we block out our own wisdom, and it's a struggle for you to connect to your own wisdom right now. You might have had many previous lives, okay, you might be an old soul, you have a lot of inner wisdom and you have a lot of intuition, but we've got the 5 and the 2, okay, so the 2 talks about balance and the 5 tells us that we're going through struggle. So you are struggling to tap into your wisdom, and because you are not tapping into your intuition and what feels right, because remember the heart chakra is a card of feeling, because you're not tapping into that, you are becoming out of balance, and in fact it is making you very unstable. It is actually making your situation worse, because you might be making decisions that are logical and practical, but because they're not intuitive decisions, or decisions that really come from the heart and what is meaningful to you and what is healing for you and what is for your own personal growth, because they are so fixated on the earth and 3D, your thoughts, we aren't tapping into the 3rd eye, which again is about intuition, the psychic realm, being open as well to new possibilities, and you're really shutting this off, and this is making you out of balance and is becoming a struggle for you. You're trying to find answers, but these answers, you're struggling to get them because you aren't tapping into your intuition and how you are feeling. And because of that, you've got all this passion and wanting to lead with the number 1. You've got a passion inside you and you are motivated to get that firm foundation. However, you're that focused on it that you're actually missing out on more important information and more important wisdom. So if you are struggling to find answers currently to the end of a situation, or how to get something rolling, how to get a business rolling, how to own your own house, that sort of thing. Make sure that you're doing it from the heart. Make sure that these decisions feel right. Make sure that these decisions are intuitive and they come from your intuition, because your intuition will guide you, and with that will come the balance. And then because you are tapping into your intuition and ultimately your third eye chakra, which intuition also comes from, you know, the spiritual realm, you can tap in to the wisdom. So the wisdom of past lives, the wisdom of your spirit guides, the wisdom of your angelic guides as well, and angelic beings. If you can tap into this world, then you will get all the wisdom and answers that you're looking for. But currently I can see that that is a struggle for you right now. So make sure that you are listening to your heart and doing things that feel right. And make sure that you're doing things for you, but make sure that when you do things for you, you do it for the right reasons and from the heart. You really mean it. So you're not just making decisions for the sake of making decisions. Make sure that you are making decisions that are good for you and good for your own healing and growth. So that's what I'm really getting from this deck. If you chose pile 1, I hope that resonated with you guys. So if you chose pile 2, what is your chakra that is blocked? So we've got the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel, which is the throat chakra. And I also pulled some clarifiers for this. So we've got power in reversed. We've also got temptation, spiritual strength, rest and rejuvenate and choose wisely. Right. I mean, straight away, guys, with the throat chakra, the throat chakra is all about speaking your truth, making sure that you are honest, that that your voice isn't being suppressed in a situation. And I can see here that it is. All right, we've got a lot of root chakra energy here from other parties, so it's possibly that you feel over dominated in a situation. You feel powerless. Right, you feel powerless in a situation. And as I say, with the numbers 6 and 8, they are family numbers. So this could be in a family home. Someone's being too authoritative, because even with temptation, the 5 + 1 = 6. So we've got a number 6 and we've also got a number 8 here. All right, you're really tempted. You're really tempted to leave home, a lot of you. Might not resonate for all of you. Just remember, take what resonates, leave out what doesn't. But a lot of you are tempted to leave home, okay? There's someone at home that is very authoritative, very powerful, and feeling a fatherly figure. Someone who is very dominating, very in the red root chakra. Root chakra is all about material wealth, image, success, earthly 3D stuff. So this person probably expects a lot from you. They probably expect you to get a really good job. They probably expect you to do really well for yourself, but they're probably doing it for the wrong reasons, in that you need to do it for the family name. That sort of thing. I'm feeling the need to say that, you know, living in their esteem, living under their name, living under their roof. If it's not that, then you are in a situation where someone's over dominating you, and you really want to speak out about this. You really want to speak truth, but you're struggling. You're struggling to speak out about this because you are so overly dominated, and you are spiritual and you are sensitive. And I don't mean sensitive as in like you probably cry all the time. I mean sensitive as in like sensitive to the energies, the spiritual world. You're quite sensitive to that. And this person just really clashes with your ideals because they're very earthly and probably don't believe in the spiritual realm. But obviously you have a very spiritual side to you, and that's really clashing at the moment. And you know, you're not growing in this situation because, you know, you're lacking the spiritual strength. Because it's in reverse, you're lacking spiritual strength. They are prohibiting your spiritual growth because of this situation. And, you know, you're being asked to choose wisely. And have you noticed how we have got the number 7 at the top of this card? All right, so, you know, the number 7 is about mysticism, the spiritual world. It is known as a spiritual number, the number of the psychics, the number of the mystics, the number of the intuitive. So you're asked to make an intuitive and wise decision and make sure that you choose a path that best serves your spiritual strength and growth. So you are being called to take a spiritual path with this. But yeah, you are feeling very over dominated. I'm feeling it is in the family home, and if it is family or friends or someone who you are close to, you're finding it hard to say no or speak your truth because you don't want to hurt their feelings because it's someone who's close to you. It's probably someone who's a bit fiery as well. We have got the lion on here, so it could be a Leo. Someone who's a bit fiery. I'm getting fire sign, and you're not. You're probably earth or water, because we've got water. Blue obviously represents water, and then we've got an earth card down here, so you're probably an earth or water sign. Again, just take the messages as they resonate. That might not be true. To get through this situation, you are asked to take a rest and rejuvenate. Right, number 4 is about stability. You can find stability by making sure you are grounded, making sure you are meditating, because that will ultimately allow you to choose the right decision and choose wisely. As I said with the number 7, you are being called to do a spiritual path, but even if it's not a spiritual path, make sure that the decision that you make is best for your spiritual strength or growth, because this situation is no longer serving you. You are actually lacking spiritual strength, and what you need to do is you need to go into solitude, because 9's all about solitude. So again, we've got a guy meditating here, and we've also got a guy meditating here as well. It is non-gender specific, so yeah, you do need to go off and have some alone time and really contemplate this, which direction you're going to go, because it's really throwing you off balance and prohibiting your growth. This person, it's a very strong male energy I'm getting. Just someone who is like, you've got to do things a certain way, it's my way or the highway. Someone who doesn't like being contradicted, someone who doesn't like being talked back to, someone who, you know, has a big ego as well, I'm getting. And it's someone in your house. Yeah, for a lot of you it's someone who you are living with. Again, just take the messages as they resonate. It might not be that specific for you. You might just have this person in your life as a friend or as a business partner. But for a lot of people watching this, it is someone at home who's in this dominating energy. They're probably all very materialistic as well. Like I said, very egotistical, very fiery. Probably, you know, they're not afraid to argue and yell back. So you just think, what's the point? Why should I speak anyway? Because they're not going to listen. They're just over the head in it. Just someone who's probably very arrogant as well. Someone who just doesn't like being talked back to. So you think, what's the point? So yeah, make sure that you're taking some time and rest out to choose the right decision, and something that will, you know, help you spiritually grow. Or you can call upon your spiritual strength to get out of this situation, to choose wisely. That's what I'm also getting as well. And then, you know, you can become the lion of your own destiny instead of someone ruling over you. So that's your message if you picked pile 2. I hope you enjoyed that and resonated with that. Drop a comment below if you did. Give it a like. You know, if that resonated with you. So if you picked pile 3, what's your block chakra? So we have the 3rd chakra, Archangel Chamuel, which is the solar plexus chakra. And then we also have these clarifiers. We've got authority here. We also have shadow, emotional loss. We have the throat chakra, so again, another chakra coming through here. We have suffering in silence, mental conflict and harmony. So I'm just going to put these here. I don't know if can you see them all? Yeah, you can see them all. So, okay, so I'm going to start off by saying that the 3rd chakra is the solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus chakra is all about the life force, our desires, what we want to do out of life. So if this chakra is blocked, you're probably feeling a bit meh. Is the only way I can describe it. Like, feeling a bit meh. You're probably procrastinating. Procrastinating. You're probably just not sure what to do. There's a lot of indecisiveness going on right now, okay? Because we have got some mental conflict going on. Torn between 2 options. Torn between 2 people. We've also got the shadow self. And have you noticed how he's facing himself? He's got a light self and a shadow self. So being able, like, we've got dualities here. So being torn between 2 options, or, you know, feeling conflicted within ourselves, and which path we want to choose, who we are as a person. You know, we've got options available to us and we're not too sure which road we're going to take, because we also have suffering in silence here. So we've got 2 9 cards here. 1 + 8 = 9, and we've also got the 9. So you're probably suffering in silence, as the card suggests. And if you're not doing this, you need to make sure that you're going off on your own to make these decisions. I'm not saying go off to suffer in silence if you're not already doing that. Don't do that. But I mean, you'll need to take some time alone, okay? Look at the things that you like about yourself. Look at the things that you don't like about yourself. Can you change them in any way? Can you make those dark aspects better? Or can you just accept those dark aspects for what they are? It's a battle of the self, really. You're not really sure what your purpose is, what you're doing in life, what you want to do, who you are as a person. You're losing all sense of self. So a lot of people who've picked this pile, it could be possible that you are going through, or you've recently gone through a spiritual awakening, because a spiritual awakening does actually do this. A spiritual awakening can make us go into the dark night of the soul, which is what this really looks like. I'm going to go through the other cards in a second, but a spiritual awakening can really force us to look at the aspects of ourselves that we don't like. Also with the twin flame connection, that can do the same. But yeah, it really forces us to as well, because our ego gets shattered and our world gets turned upside down, and what we once believed or thought was true is no more. And so that can cause a lot of mental conflict. And we've got the number 2 coming through, so that can cause a lot of imbalance and instability in our life. You might have decided to start a new job or go to university, and then you've decided to suddenly quit because it's no longer for you and you don't know why, and you're trying to figure it out, but you're just suffering in silence, okay? And because you're suffering in silence, you are not speaking out. Speaking out is a struggle for you. You are struggling to speak out and voice this, because we've got number 5 coming in. Number 5 is about struggle. The throat chakra is about speaking and communication. So you're really struggling to speak how you're feeling because you confused yourself. Yeah, you are confused, and you want this harmony. You want this ideal life. You want this ideal partner. 6 is about family. You want a really strong family unit and family support, and you probably could have a lot of family who would support you, but you're struggling to talk to them about it. And I feel like it's because you feel like someone will judge you. There's possibly someone at home or someone near you who is very authoritative, and you feel like you'd be letting them down if you spoke out about that, because they are very stable and currently you are very unstable. So this might be something that you feel unworthy of because you're not really sure what's happening yourself. And you've also struggled recently with some emotional loss, okay? This could be a loved one passing over recently. Or it could just be that you've had some heartache in your time. You've had some heartache in your life, and because you've had heartache that's been a real struggle for you, again with the 5, you do struggle to talk about this, because again we've got another number 5. So we've got the throat chakra and the emotional loss together. So because you've had some emotional loss, you're struggling to speak out about that, and that's making you feel very meh about life. You're not really sure what your direction is now. You're not really sure what to do. You're not really sure who you are anymore. You've got some mental conflict, and because you're not sure, you're suffering in silence because you don't really want to speak out about others. To others, sorry. And again, we've got the blue border. Blue is throat chakra in this deck. So you're suffering in silence and you're not speaking out about it, because there's possibly aspects of yourself that you don't like. So you're probably insecure about a few things about yourself. You might feel like you're a failure to this authoritative figure who is very stable, and you don't want to, disappoint them in some way because you think it's a negative trait or you think it's a failure. But actually, you need to heal your emotions as well, because we've got the green coming through. Green is about heart chakra, so make sure that you are taking the time to really understand this mental conflict and this emotional loss. If you take the time to do this, you can find balance again with the number 2. It's just a fact of healing your heart, making sure that you feel worthy, making sure that you are doing things for you from the heart, and making sure that you are speaking your truth. Even if you are indecisive about something, there is people around, particularly family and friends, that are willing to help you with this situation, but they can't help you if you don't tell them what's wrong, because you could be just indecisive about something or really hurting deep down. Here's a guy here, he's got his hands to his heart, so you're possibly very guarded as well. You're guarded with emotions, so that's why you're not speaking out about it, but you can speak out to them. You can speak out because you can find harmony that way. You can have this connection with someone, or speak to someone and they will understand what you're going through, is what I'm getting as well. and then you can get your zest for life back, because they can give you some answers and insights to what is going on once you have speak your truth and stop struggling with that. And make sure that you take the time as well to heal yourself. Make sure that you're looking at yourself, the good and the bad, and that you accept and love yourself for who you are, because you are a beautiful being. And if it's not someone who is disappointing you, remember, again, take the messages as it resonates. If it's not someone that you're worried about disappointing, you do have the authority and the power to become stable again, because we've got going from 2 to 4. So we're going from an imbalance here, because this is a negative card, as it is the mental conflict, struggling to speak out about this mental conflict with the blue. The throat chakra, we've got this imbalance going on here, but then we've also got stability, so you can find stability and authority in your own power and truth, standing tall once you have faced yourself and your decisions and choices, and really spoke out about them, and make sure that you're doing things from the heart, and you will get your zest back for life. You will balance this chakra out again, because you will, you'll know what you're doing after. But it's just a case of speaking out about it and making sure that you've healed all past wounds and emotions. So yeah, that's your reading if you picked pile 3. Remember to like and subscribe, guys. Remember that this is just a general collective reading, so if something doesn't resonate, just leave it out. I know I keep saying that, but a lot of the times people are like, well, that doesn't really resonate with me, and I'm like, well, maybe the message just isn't for you, because sometimes I do go into very specific details, and sometimes when you go into specifics like that, what it does is it sort of segregates a minority of people that it only can apply to. But I do try and go as wide and varied as I can with these messages. I do try and get everyone in there, but if you do want a paid private reading, we can go more personal with that. Everything is in the description box along with the timestamps. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Thank you, guys.